Yeah, I think it's
Oh yeah.
interesting. You talk about this, right? Because like I think one of their messages was like, "Hey, our goal is to make money and not create problems for society.
Correct.
Um, each company that our partners want to encrypt to avoid social consequences in the future." So they're like even doing their own homework.
Hmm.
And I think what's the bigger picture in all this is it's really like ransomware as a service. The best way to describe this, right? It's like, hey, we have support, we provide the tooling, and you're just essentially kind of going after the targets you want to go. And there's even like I think some type of like phone support or not really phone support, but support if you will to get help with things. And it's almost like they're kind of backpedaling, saying, hey, this might not have been a target we would go after. It's more about can the company we go after afford these payments, and how they were doing it's ransomware, and it seems like ransomware plus extortion, right? So it's like, hey, we not only lock your data, we have copies of it, we're going to post it, like you pay us not to post it, delete it, all that kind of good stuff we've been seeing the last couple of years here. So it's I mean, it's crazy that it's its own business model, right? But this
Hmm.
is kind of how things are moving towards, and hacking for hire, if you will, if you dumb it
Hmm.
down. But yeah, this is a very interesting one because, like you said, it doesn't seem like it was maybe a specific target. It was just one that it's like now it's become so public, and because of what they can supply and what's going on, on the pipeline perspective.
Yeah, it's definitely a whole new model of customer service and everything that they're providing, right?
Hmm.
So the whole as a service model where you can go get email as a service or a CRM as a service, and now you just get ransomware as a service. So it's very, very intriguing how they've gone down that path to really just modernize this, if you will, and then anybody can just go spend the money to go attack another company. And so to your point, Derek, it's all about monetization, right? And so they do the profiling against their company and they look at their financials and then they decide what the amount of the ransom is, and they're trying to find numbers where you'll actually pay it, right?
Hmm.
So they know that you've got this much cash because they've looked at your financials, and they're going
Hmm.
to try to target that amount of money in hopes of actually getting you to pay. Versus traditionally, they just throw out a random number and you may or may not be able to afford that. So that's what's really unique with
Yeah.
this particular group is that normally it's just that's the number, and whether you can afford it or not, too bad. But here they're actually, it's different from robbing a bank because they actually profile it, and then the chance of
Yeah.
actually getting caught is a lot lower nowadays with all the anonymous stuff that they're doing on the network using Tor and all the other solutions to kind of hide their tracks, if you will. So yeah, it's very interesting to see the dynamics of this changing and call into a help desk and get help or message them or whatever the case is. Like that's have we ever seen that?